Hello, my name is Dr. Cheryl Burdette, and I am the clinical director for Origins Incubator. And I love the discussions that we get to have together every week, talking about our clinical cases. And this week we were looking at anxiety and examining some of those gut-based connections. And we're familiar with the idea that we make neurotransmitters in the gut, and we learn more and more about bifidobacter helping us make things like GABA, and lactobacillus make things like serotonin. We began to even learn about vagal nerve connection and how those neurotransmitters that are made in the gut influence that vagus nerve to tell our brain to calm down. And the more we learn about gut-based connection and the brain, the more we find. So, for example, even something like cholecystokinin, which causes us to release bile to help digest fats, can play a role in things like panic attacks. In fact, when they've taken CCK and they have injected it, it will induce a panic attack, not only in animal models, but in humans as well. And so it turns out that in the population that has more irritable bowel syndrome, more functional dyspepsia, that they can overproduce cholecystokinin, and that sends a signal on the vagus nerve to trigger panic attacks. And so we see receptors for something that's thought of as merely digestive in the brain as well, and can be quite it can be one more thing that we can look at and think about in our patient who is experiencing anxiety, is experiencing panic attacks, and we're working to get to root cause. So if there's a patient with anxiety or panic disorder that also has IBS, this is a connection to think about, and it's not just academic because there are things that we can do about it. So as we take digestive enzymes, particularly ones that have tryptase, amylase, they send a feedback signal to say, okay, we have enough CCK, and so they begin to inhibit it. And so digestive enzymes not only help us increase our nutritional value from whatever we eat, but can directly inhibit a signal that plays a role in panic attacks. So even digestive enzymes are a part of the strategy to calm the brain down, to send the right signal on the vagus nerve, to let the brain know that we're not under attack, we're not in a state of stress, and to really work with in terms of calming that anxiety. So really fun to get together and have these conversations because we begin to think about various pathways, and the more of this biochemistry that we're able to examine together, the more tools it gives us to help our patients who are experiencing something that's so common like anxiety and panic attacks.